And now for part 2. But first, a word from our sponsors. Who's this cute little guy? It's my Drac Spookling Bat plushie. From Love Pollution, made by Daisy. Can I play with him? No. Dracky is still very shy and only likes me to cuddle him. Perhaps when he gets a little older, if you do some really good minioning. I'll be gentle and careful. Dear simple minion, I must say no. You are not versed in the ways of Love Pollution bats. Well, I really want one. Look at how well made it is. Every single item is handmade from the best quality materials. They're like special memories. Daisy has an array of other special products too. I'm looking on the site and there are so many cool products. Drew, they have one here called Spooky Doo Bat. Oh, and this one, Halloween Spookling Bat. Oh, I want to get this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Come, Dracky Bat. Our work here is done. Let me introduce you to Miss Edith. The website is lovepollution.com. Our listeners get 10% off with the code REVAMP10. All caps, no dashes, no spaces. REVAMP 10.
Outside of the school, in the middle of a conversation, Cordelia stops what she's doing and runs over to Shanice and says, "Shanice, is that your real hair?" Listening to that, I want everything tightened up in my body. But looking from the outside, it reminds you of the level of shallowness with Cordelia, so that even though she has these moments of depth and of selflessness, at the core, this is still who she is.
Lest we forget.
Yeah.
Willow has the hatchling adhered to her back. It looks like it's plugging into her central nervous system. This sex education episode not only alludes to aliens, but also Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which was based on Robert A. Heinlein's 1951 book, The Puppet Masters, and The Wild Bunch, as discussed. The Puppet Masters is a classic sci-fi novel about a clandestine U.S. government agency fighting an invasion by slug-like aliens that attach to human backs, controlling their minds and bodies. The story focuses on agents Sam Cavanaugh and the Old Man as they try to stop the takeover of Earth. It was famously adapted into the 1978 film Invasion of the Body Snatchers, starring Donald Sutherland. There's a remake with Nicole Kidman and Daniel Craig, too. I quite like the Star Trek episodes based on the Puppet Masters, too.
Star Trek?
Yes, both the original series and The Next Generation have body-snatching episodes.
There's also The Faculty, a 1998 sci-fi fiction horror film directed and edited by Robert Rodriguez with a screenplay by Kevin Williamson. It's about a group of high school students who begin to suspect that their teachers are being replaced by extraterrestrials. It stars Jordana Brewster, Clea Duvall,
Buffy's Invisible Girl,
as well as Laura Harris, Josh Hartnett, Sean Hatosi, Famke Janssen, Piper Laurie, Bebe Neuwirth, Robert Patrick, Usher Raymond, Jon Stewart, and Elijah Wood. The cast is absolutely stacked.
Yeah, what a cast. I need to check this movie out.
It's really, really good.
Sounds like it. Is it scary?
It's a little scary at times, but mostly just fun because it really gives a different insight into what being in high school can feel like.
Cool. Putting it on the list. Luckily, Xander looks before he takes a bite out of his egg. It's really funny when a tentacle pokes out of the eye of Cordelia's teddy bear backpack, but then it becomes serious very quickly.
It's a really good balance of humor and drama and terror.
Speaking of humor and drama and terror, what does a meditating egg say? Omelette. Hee hee. Why did the egg hide behind its mum?
Why?
He was a little chicken. Hee hee. Let's get back to, wait, I've got some more humdingers. Well, how could we resist when you put it that way? Humdingers. How do you make an egg roll? Just give it a little push. Hee hee. What's an egg's least favorite day of the week? Friday. Hee hee. What do you call a scared egg? Do you know? Can't say that I do. Terrified. Hee hee. Why did the man steal his eggs?
Not sure. Why?
He likes them poached. Cute! I'll give you that. No, these are eggs. Excellent. Hee hee. But I'm a bit eggs aspirated. You always talk about flow, this is true, but you continually, time and again, interrupt the flow of our discussion, the momentum I've got going. Ugh! Case in point. The possessed Willow and Cordy hit Buffy and Xander and stashed them in the closet. The utility closet at Sunnydale High is getting a lot of action.
A bunch of others have been overtaken. They are all moving like drones with axes going to the basement. It's a hive mentality like the Borg. Nothing more scary than seeing people you know and trust lacking any personality whatsoever.
It taps into our fear of not being able to reach or connect with someone you know, love, and rely on. The sign in the library reads Sunnydale HS Library website coming, and it looks like BUS Brats Talk. It has the hours 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
That seems late for a high school library.
It does. My high school library wasn't open past school hours. Was yours?
I think mine was open for maybe an hour after school because that way, if anybody was trying to do homework or had after school activities, they could still have access to the library, but it didn't go longer than that.
Not till 8 p.m.
Definitely not till 8 p.m.
There's some thought that it is BVS Brats Talk on the library sign as an inside nod to the online fan base referencing the active forums message boards that were popular, with BVS standing for Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Brats being a playful term for the fans. By the way, in the dissection scene, the words posting board can be seen on the blackboard. Did you notice that?
I did.
So maybe the BVS actually is a thing too on the library sign.
I think it's a nice nod to the fans.
Joyce talks about responsibility again, this time with Giles. She talks about how irresponsible Buffy is and that responsibility as a parent can be a burden. And ta-da! Giles has been overtaken too, and he puts one of the hatchlings on Joyce. They drone walk, joining the others. In the closet, two eggs begin to shake, rattle, and roll. We don't need a reprisal. We did that already in part 1. I like how Buffy drops the toolbox on them. She takes care of business efficiently. And I'll be taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. All together now. Revamped these too.
And I'll be taking care of business every day. Taking care of business every way. Taking care of business, it's all mine. Taking care of business and working overtime, work out.
That was cool. We find out that it is a prehistoric parasite, a bezoar.
More like bizarre. I agree. The hole in the basement wall keeps getting bigger and bigger. Many adults and kids are now working. The mother is hibernating underground and laying eggs. As we've seen, the offspring attach themselves to their host, taking control of their motor functions. Danny Strong/Jonathan is attacked, and then we see that one of them is attached to his back. His character name is credited in the episode this time. Even though Joyce has been harping to Buffy about needing to take responsibility, Buffy has been taking on the ultimate responsibility. Xander asks if they really want to go in there, and Buffy, as always, leads the charge. It's like what General Patton said, quote, "The courageous man, or person, is the man who forces himself, in spite of his fear, to carry on. The courageous vampire is the gal who's forced to sit side by side with her minion while recording." Well, you stayed clear of that, Rebecca. I really love that General Patton quote. I think about it all the time.
I think Buffy is the perfect embodiment of being honest about fear, but also knowing that this is the job that she has to do. She never backs down from a challenge, but she does acknowledge the fact that she is afraid and that it's okay to be afraid.
Yep. It's Xander's cheating by boiling his stand-in egg kid that's saved him from possession. The brothers show up, and it's funny when Lyle starts to fight their common enemy for a bit before turning back on Buffy.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend, at least for the moment.
This happens all the time. If only we didn't need a common enemy to come together as a species. I think we often use that, but I wish we didn't need that to be able to all come together.
I completely agree with you.
Hive Willow sounds like a drone when she gives the order to kill Buffy and Xander. Joyce and Giles are part of the throng which come at them to carry this out. This reminds me of a Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan fight where one person seems outnumbered but puts the whole crowd down. The score with the voices is perfect.
We're not sure what is at the center of the creature, but when it opens up its eye, it's both humanizing and terrifying at the same point.
The first time I saw this, I wasn't expecting the eye.
Neither was I.
It's a little bit like Mama's watchful eye. Speaking of moms, when Joyce tries to kill her with the axe, it's a bit like Buffy with the frying pan with Ted. Tector is eaten, Buffy slides in with her axe, and after a bunch of sounds, we see a hatchling detach and all the possessed folks collapse.
When the pickaxe flies out, followed by a black goo-covered Buffy, we see just how tough she is. It reminds me of Summer covered in blood in a similar pose in the film Serenity, also by Joss.
She looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. I had heard that the word Pollock is written on the ceiling in the basement, but I didn't see it. Did you?
I didn't see that, no.
I want to look again, but I couldn't find it. But I'm also not sure if the episode that I have is cropped a little bit, and so maybe it is there. I don't know. Buffy faces off with Lyle. It's clear that she is not someone to screw with. You mentioned the Serenity shot. This also reminds me a bit of the Spielberg conquering hero shot of Buffy that is used in the titles, but this time she's covered with Pollock splatters. Lyle runs out. I'll bet he takes the eggs express. Hee hee. Oh, do you want to say it? Spoiler alert. Lyle returns in season 3 for Homecoming.
If you notice in this moment, when the students start to file out of the school, the first shot that we see is a shot of cowboy boots slowly panning up to reveal not Lyle, but another student. It's beautiful how they bookend this episode with a shot of the cowboy boots establishing Lyle at the beginning and cowboy boots as a misdirection at the end.
I love that. It's all those details that make Buffy so strong.
I agree.
Joyce yet again goes at Buffy about needing to learn responsibility. One of the metaphors examined in the series is parents do not know or understand their children. This is a very clear demonstration of that. Bad Eggs also continues the exploration of coming of age, of growing up. Growing up is all about obligations and responsibility.
Angel and Buffy share a kiss in the window, so technically she's not breaking any rules. But Buffy is really trying to respect Joyce's rules and feelings.
It strikes me as very Romeo and Juliet. You're not in that scene. Not me, Juliet. Shakespeare's Juliet. By the way, the bad egg saying, do you know when it first emerged?
No, I don't.
It was in the mid-1800s, likely from British public school slang. It appeared in print around 1855 in Captain Priest. The good egg phrase came about 50 years later to describe a decent, reliable, good person. Let's discuss the relatable theme. Good idea. Last one to share is a rotten egg. Hee hee. The relatable themes are teen responsibility, parenthood, burgeoning sexuality, and dangers. What did you relate to?
For me, it was really about teen responsibility because even when I was little, I was considered one of the adults. My mom always said that my first birthday party, instead of being with the other children, I sat with the adults. So anytime that I stepped out of that role and acted like a teenager, it was really frowned upon. And I can still remember hearing that, I'm so disappointed in you. But the truth of it is, that's what I was supposed to be doing at the time. So it was always confusing to figure out what was expected of me and what was, in a way, allowed. So definitely responsibility was a big, hard line to try to figure out how to navigate at that time.
I can really relate to that because I felt like an adult from a really young age. Also, our parents put me and my sister in between their fights, so we would be refereeing and taking the adult role of managing the dynamics that were going on. So I didn't really feel like a kid when I was a kid for a myriad of reasons. As far as responsibility and dangers, my parents didn't have many boundaries. When I was 10 and living in London, my friends and I would get packs of Marlboro cigarettes. At that time, there were smoking cars on the tube, so when riding the trains, we would take the smoking car. That way, if adults questioned us, we would say that we smelled like smoke because we'd got stuck in the smoking car.
Oh, that's smart.
Mm-hmm. It is. And then when I came back to the States a short time later, I couldn't believe that my friend Dana had never smoked. So I got some cigarettes and we smoked a few times. I was a bad influence. Then one time when I was smoking alone at the side of my house, my parents actually caught me. Even though I was tiny, this lack of boundaries actually worked in my favor toward the healthy advantage. They said that they both smoked, so it would be hypocritical for them to tell me not to. If I wanted to, I could go ahead and smoke. What happened was, since it was an act of rebellion and it would no longer be anarchic or iconoclastic, it lost its allure. So I instantly stopped smoking. It worked like reverse psychology. But I think about 10-year-old me on the tube, and it was like, listen, kid, I love smoking. Got a light? Or I think about me at the house with Dana. Listen, kid, you don't know what you're missing. So what is the line of dialogue from this episode that you would get as a tattoo?
It's when Giles says,
I suppose there is a sort of Machiavellian ingenuity to your transgression.
Oh, I love Xander's response to that one.
I resent that. Or possibly thank you.
My first one is when Lyle says,
"This ain't over."
Oh, sure. They say they'll call.
Can you say it, Drew? Spoiler alert. The metaphor for the vampire guy who doesn't call will come into play in full force in this season. I also like when Buffy gets handed her egg and says,
As far as punishments go, this is fairly abstract.
I'd also like after Jonathan walks away with his hatchling attached and Buffy says,
I think I hear Mommy calling.
Mine is when Xander says,
Can I just say, yeah?
I see her, yeah, and raise you a, yeah.
that is more an audible gag, so maybe not so strong to read it in a tattoo.
Don't even try, Rebecca. I don't think that's a concept she'll ever grasp. You two are simply bad apples. You see what I did instead of bad eggs? Hee hee.
Let's get ready to Buffy!
If you want to be considered as a contender for this season's trivia battle, please email revampedpod@gmail.com. Yes, be sure to include your name, where you weigh in with your number of watch-throughs, where you're located, something interesting about you or something you think would be good to share, and
your social media handles.
Hey Drew, did the mail come today? I'm expecting a package from my friend Alex at Magic Oil Box. He's sending me the Chosen Roller Blend. It's to give me strength, clarity, and legacy. He says it'll give me spiritual grounding and emotional clarity. I don't like this at all. How dare this Alex interfere with the perfect balance of our relationship, giving you ideas above your station?
This could be very damaging for you as a minion.
I'm not a minion, and I think it's to develop my inner slayer. I need to use it when I meditate. It'll help me reclaim my power.
Outrageous. I'll have to pay a visit to this unruly young man.
Wait, he has other blends you may approve of. Baddie Baron, Carrie Hand Sanitizer, Bloody Vanity Roller Blend. He's a big fan of yours. He says you have the best ideas. He even wants to give a discount code to our listeners for the Chosen Blend in honor of you.
In honor of me? I think there might be hope for the scallywag. Mistakes can occur after all. Even I, and I don't want to shock you, may have, in extremely rare moments, potentially been less than perfect. Maybe. Almost.
I'm impressed. You're sharing the more human side of yourself.
Let's not get carried away, dear simple minion.
So, the link is themagicoilbox.com. You can find the chosen one yourself on the website, or the direct link is themagicoilbox.com/products/the-chosen-BTVS. Black Friday through Cyber Monday, the Re-Vamped podcast discount code is Re-Vamped. All caps, no dashes, 15% off the Chosen Roller Blend only. Every Slayer deserves a little ritual power boost.
Do you not think you should create a special blend for me?
I guess. Hey, Drew, what's that lovely smell? Is that my new
Chosen Roller Blend.
So nice of Alex to send it to me. Hee hee.
Enough of something extremely different.
Different.
We talked about cold location work when filming. Heat can also be an issue. I was cast in a recurring role on TNT's Claws. Wildly, my character was named Cordelia. Executive producer and writer Sharon Lee Watson, who I worked with on Criminal Minds, was instrumental in my getting cast. It was supposed to be 4 episodes, but then COVID hit. Actually, I'm lucky because I wrapped my first episode in New Orleans and was able to get home to Los Angeles before lockdown. On set, everyone was sick and said, "We really hope you don't get this weird flu that's been going around. It starts with a dry cough, it makes your mind fuzzy, it's really fatiguing, and it lasts forever. Oh, and it doesn't respond to antibiotics." This was before any of us knew that COVID existed, or at least it had not been announced yet. But I did sit next to a gal on the plane on the way back to LA who was literally encased in what looked a lot like a hazmat suit. At the time, I chalked her up to being a germaphobe, but maybe she knew something most of us didn't yet. I made it home, but unfortunately got really, really sick. Production got pushed, of course, because of lockdown. When we were all allowed to come back, the producers and writers had to wrap up the season really quickly, so they cut a lot, including 2 of my episodes. They reached out for me to come shoot my final episode, but I was shooting something else, so I couldn't go. I was so bummed, and I thought that they were just going to write me out. But they came up with an alternate plan. In the show, John Rubinstein played my father, Baron Axel von Reichler. He was a very rich man who Carrie Preston's character, Polly, was trying to con out of money. The Baron then died, and rather than having me present for the reading of the will scene, they decided that my character was stuck on a cruise in Antarctica. So I would call into the reading on Zoom. Dev actually shot the scene linked up live to set so that we could all work together, albeit virtually. It was wild to do this. The marvels of modern technology to be able to shoot your recurring role on a TV show from your own living room. Dolores Ybarra was the very talented costume designer, and I absolutely loved working with her. That show was all about bling. She sent me these fabulous options of snowwear, which I had to take pictures in and send to producers. We all arrived at a turtleneck sweater, ski pants, a jacket, a faux fur vest over it, a wool scarf, big fur-lined gloves, and a large Russian-style fur hat over my ears. On the shoot day, we started early, but of course, it turned out to be one of the hottest days in Los Angeles. Record-setting highs, which says a lot because it's often sweltering here in Los Angeles. And as the shoot wore on, it was crazy. We couldn't use the air conditioning because of sound. I was sweating bullets, having to wipe off and touch up, really more like fix because there was no light touching going on here. My makeup and my hair just melting between each take. I was flushed, which kind of worked because I looked like I was blushing. Why did the fish blush? It saw the ocean's bottom. Hee hee. Not now, Drew, you're killing the flow. So, of course, while shooting, I had to act like it was cold. I was in fictional Antarctica, for goodness sake, so I had to appear that way. It was so hot you set the house on fire just to cool off. Hee hee.
That joke, not so hot.
Minion Juliet, tell them the cool thing, pun intended. Oh, yeah, the cool thing was that Sharon said that everyone was over the moon thrilled because the scene worked better on Zoom than if I'd been on set. My face looms huge over everyone in the room on a gigantic Zoom screen. So the will is read, and I learned that Polly, Carrie Preston's character, has been left everything, while I have been left nothing. I have a breakdown, weeping, and it actually plays very funnily with me on the huge face of God-sized screen. I've actually never had a chance to watch the episodes, but that's what Sharon said. Rebecca, what's your intolerable heat while working story?
The one that stands out the most, as you know, working on set, the weather does not matter. I mean, this week, it's supposed to be the coldest in New York so far the entire year.
Oh.
And we're going to be outside for a couple of those days. So I'm used to all the layers and you try to stay as warm as possible. But when it's hot, you can only take off so much clothing to go to work. On season 1 of Poker Face, there's an episode that takes place at a racetrack. That day we were filming, I believe it was the beginning of August, and we're on this dusty, dirt-covered racetrack. And we have a tent set up in the center of the track so that we can easily access the stunt drivers, the wheelie drivers, and the rest of the actors for touch-ups. While we were out there, one of the stunt guys ripped off his wig because he was so hot and just walked off set.
Oh.
We had a few people who ended up with heat stroke.
Oh, gosh.
I kept putting as much cold water on the back of my neck. And fun little tip, if you ever have sea breeze around, take a bunch of paper towels and roll them up and then fill them in a bag with sea breeze. And then stick them in either the freezer or the fridge. And then when you need them, you have an instant cold pack that you can pull out. You can put it around your neck and tie off the paper towels, put it underneath your hat, whatever you need. And it really helps you cool down because of the alcohol content. It doesn't dissipate and it stays cold a lot longer.
That is a great tip.
Yeah. Inexpensive and works wonders. But that day, I think it pushed all of us to our limits. And yeah, I found out some more people ended up getting sick that night back at the hotel. You can't mess with extreme temperatures. And unfortunately, a lot of times, that's exactly what we work in.
I got heat stroke once on a film in Atlanta. And the thing with it is, by the time you're already feeling it, you can't rectify and hydrate enough. You just have to go through the illness part. You can't reverse it by then drinking enough water or getting cool once it's already in motion. Ugh. It's also the law of averages that you're shooting the bikini sequence when it's winter and you're shooting the bundled up multi-fur wardrobe sequences when it's summer.
It's so true. I've watched entire groups of people having to sit in stadium stands in the middle of January pretending that it's summertime, and I felt terrible for them because we couldn't have any of their coats around, so we're all off to the side in snow pants and heavy coats and gloves and hats, and these people are out there in T-shirts and jeans. It was awful.
I remember my first rude awakening of that was The Grifters, where I was playing Angelica Houston's character Young. And so I had a blonde wig, brown contacts. I was in a 1950s kind of bullet bikini, and we were shooting at the beach in winter when it was freezing, supposed to be all balmy and comfortable when you had goosebumps all over your skin.
You can try everything to ignore the temperature and, I don't know, it's so hot, it's so hot. And no. Your body takes over and the shuddering can sometimes be pretty brutal and unstoppable.
The flashback sequences that I shot, which was with a baby and two different little boys, didn't end up making the cut of the movie. And sadly, I actually had the footage because Stephen Frears gave it to me. His editor, Mick Audsley, gave me the dailies, and I didn't know at the time to copy them, that something might happen where you wouldn't end up in the movie. And truthfully, the movie actually works way better without filling in those flashbacks. It's more like a novel where the audience fills in that abusive relationship, and it works better. But as an actress, you're not happy that that's the direction that they went, even though it's in the best interest of the film. So the bikini was all for naught.
Interview with the vampire. This evening's vampire question.
Yes, mister.
If you had to pick a vampire from literature or film to have a long-standing feud with, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think mine would be the Count from Sesame Street, because anytime I saw him, I'd throw things his way and he would be too busy counting that I would just win the feud. His What about you, Sire Rebecca?
That's a really good one. I think it would be Jerry Dandridge from Fright Night,
Ooh.
played by Chris Sarandon, because he does such a good job of being so charming
Yes.
and of making everybody around you think that you're the one that's crazy. So I would enjoy finding ways of flipping the tables on him. Yeah.
Yeah, he's such a great actor. He was so different in Dog Day Afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's his Fright Night. He
Princess Bride.
Yes. Yes, wonderful. Oh, I want to see that now. I want to see you guys feuding. I don't have to choose from literature. I'm miffed at Dracula. He never pays his debts. People listening, don't lend Dracula even a $5. I think if any of our listeners meet Dracula, that would be the least of their concerns.
The missing scene that could have been in this week's episode.
Well, hello, Lyle and Tector. Thank you for making the trip to record this song. It's not as if I can travel at the moment. Howdy, partner.
Hey, long time no fade.
All right, so I made a few changes to the lyrics. You'll see where you each need to come in. Shall we get started? Does a flea love dogs?
I've been hankering for a sing-along.
Terrific. La la la. You've been haunting the streets for so long, singing the same old song. Thought I'd write you this tune in the tunnels of Shawneedale. Feeding's the name of the game. When someone you know is missing, you know I'm to blame.
I'll be in hanging with my brother. He's better than any other. We're gonna be where the nights
are dark as can be, like a vampire cowboy.
Both of you are special to me, more than you know. Like a vampire cowboy, hanging out together through eternity, bro to bro. The wild bunches, Lyle and Tector, oh.
Hee-haw!
We are one-take wonders.
Shall we dare to be square?
What?
Lyle, do you have your tape recorder handy?
Sure do.
Now join hands and circle to the left. Circle to the left. Swing your partner high and low. Now promenade with a heel and a toe. Go to the middle with a great big shout. Woo! Well!
Woohoo!
Now step right out and turn about. Give a little do-si-do. And now it's time for us to go.
That was fun.
It was fun as all get out, but we gots to hightail it for real. We gots to mosey to be somewhere before closing. We've been missing the good old days. Robbing banks. Yup, so we fixin' to rob a blood bank before we cross state lines.
Ah, all right. I do hope to see you gents soon.
Darn tootin'. We plan to come back in a year. Tops. Why, that idea's finer than frog's hair. Until then.
Farewell for now, demon speed, and as you say, happy trails, and yippee-yi-yay.
Yippee-yi. Yay.
Revamptees, please correspond with me on our Patreon page, Revamped with Juliet Landau, Twitter, @Juliet Landau, on Instagram, @Juliet_Landau, and on the Fans of Juliet Landau Facebook group or Juliet Landau official Facebook page. Patreon peeps to be read in the credits: Dave Hall, Fawny June Kendall, Daniel Harbour, Louise Brennan, Brandon Key, Cameron Burton, Donnie Ruskin, Madeline Pruitt, Marion Stevenson, Antonio H. Gutierrez, and Bobby Pelham. It makes all the difference because we cannot keep making the show without you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Until we meet again.
Yes. See you next time when we do it again. Do it again. And until then, rewatch, revamp, reinvent, and be remarkable you. That's all, yokes. Really? A Porky the Pig ref? Don't get all scrambled. Hee hee. Yeah, I got it. It's time to eggs it. Hee hee.